Good evening. For more than 50 years on television and radio.
Indianapolis, hello.
The famous and the infamous.
It was a very traumatic experience.
They all opened up to Larry King.
Goodbye.
My #1 motto, I never learned anything when I was talking.
Born in Brooklyn in 1933, young Larry Zeiger dreamed of a career in radio. He chose the name King from a liquor store ad after moving to Miami in search of his big break.
Did a radio show from Pumpernicks Restaurant. Bobby Darin walked in one day. Jimmy Hoffa walked in.
Arrested in 1971 for grand larceny, King was acquitted and returned to radio, eventually broadcasting his call-in show nationwide.
Welcome to Larry King Live.
In 1985, Ted Turner lured him to the fledgling CNN.
Any personal regrets?
Where he became the network's biggest draw, reaching more than 1 million people each night.
We can stop that without NAFTA, and we can stop that with a good NAFTA.
How do you stop that without NAFTA?
His 1993 NAFTA debate was viewed by 11 million, setting a new record for a cable broadcast. King said his secret was not to over-prepare.
Yeah, I was the #1 show on television, Larry.
You
know who I am?
And bragged he never read the books his guests promoted.
What I worry about is where I think I know too much. The day I go into a studio saying I've asked all the questions and I've heard all the answers is the day I gotta quit.
In 2010, amid faltering ratings, he was replaced with Piers Morgan.
For now, for here, it's time to hang up the nightly suspenders.
But rather than retire, he took his show to the internet, and later, Russian broadcaster RT.
I just want to make sure that the election is 100% fair.
A lifelong Dodgers fan, King survived a heart attack in 1987 and was married 8 times to 7 different women.
I never thought this is strange. In fact, I used to think if people were married for a long time, they were strange.
Larry King said he hoped to be remembered as a good father and an interviewer who added to the knowledge of the world. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News.
Breaking news this morning, veteran CNN broadcaster Larry King died this morning at the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. He was 87 years old. The TV legend's death was announced via a statement to his Twitter account. CBS's Chris Martinez takes a look back at his life.
Larry King and his iconic suspenders were a fixture on nightly television for a quarter of a century. He interviewed more than 30,000 people on his CNN show, Larry King Live.
Do you ever think about being first father?
Yeah, I do.
His guests included presidents, would-be presidents, international leaders, and celebrities.
What are you? First.
Well, do I have to label myself?
King was born Lawrence Harvey Zeiger in Brooklyn in 1933. His first job in radio was cleaning up a station in Miami Beach. When one of the announcers abruptly quit, King was put on the air. In the years that followed, he moved to television, then back to radio, where he gained notoriety as the host of an all-night nationwide call-in radio program, The Larry King Show.
He'll be here all tonight to explain it all. We'll take emails and phone calls as well.
In 1985, King jumped to CNN with his own nightly interview show. That's where he stayed for 25 years. His style was direct but not confrontational, making him popular among controversial guests.
I listened to answers, asked short questions, left my ego at the door, and I had a motto through my whole career, is that I never learned anything when I was talking.
In 2012, he co-founded internet streaming service Aura TV. Here, he picked up the interviewing mantle again with his show, Larry King Now.
Anything you can tell us about Star Wars 8?
That it happens.
King was married 8 times to 7 women and had 5 children. He wrote 2 books about living with heart disease after suffering a major heart attack in 1987.
Hi, Larry.
Over the course of his career, King won 2 Peabody Awards for excellence, 1 in radio and 1 in television, as well as 10 Cable Ace Awards. In 2011, he received an Emmy for a lifetime of achievement. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Larry King leaves behind 3 surviving children.
First at this hour, we are tracking breaking news. Stunning information just coming into the newsroom. Former CNN talk show host An icon, Larry King, has died at the age of 87. King was hospitalized earlier this month with COVID-19. It is unclear if the virus contributed to his death. But for 25 years, King hosted Larry King Live wearing those signature suspenders. He retired after over 6,000 episodes. King's show was unique for taking calls from viewers who were often able to also post questions and comments directly to newsmakers, celebrities, and politicians. Everybody made an appearance at some point on Larry King's show. Passed away at the age of 87.